So in week 1, we went from this to this. In week 2, we get to... So this is pretty much all of week 2, because this is the main thing that's missing from the game, is something to shoot currently. If we're doing well by Wednesday, it'd be cool to do some stuff to like clean it up into a decent state looking MVP. So add a better bit of UI, add maybe some menu stuff, some options for adjusting sound. First monster. So we're going to set up the base monster, and we're going to try and keep this kind of generic so I can reuse a lot of it to make monsters after this faster. Because anything I can make that's reusable opens up the ability to add more monsters quicker, which is a good thing because variety is nice, keeps things interesting. So now reload is short. If you don't have to do the pump, but if you've ran out of ammo, then you have to do the pump as well. Hey, ain't that cool? That's some Call of Duty stuff. I got the whole, oh, you ran out of ammo, so now you're being punished by an extended reload. So, I'm gonna have the signposts approach me, attack me, and they already die. So, I mean, that's good. Oh no, they're moving targets now. Everyone's gonna see how bad my aim is. Yeah, so because there was a rigid body on there, what was happening is I could push him, and then that would push the rigid body, which would add force and physics to it, and then they'd be sliding away, and the agent would be desperately fighting against the rigid body. Okay. Wow. That all happened way too quick and easily. I'm worried about attack and everything else now. Right, so I'm probably going to do this in a similar way that I did the skeletons in Nausea, in that I'm going to have a collider that comes in when it's attacking and goes away, so that's its hitbox. Going to have the enemy have like a burst of speed towards you. The hitbox will enable, then it'll turn off and they'll be stunned for a little bit before they start moving again. It's going to be like a lunge attack. Yeah, that was really good. I'm really happy with progress there. So we have gone from basic target boards to a fully functional enemy that charges you when it gets close, does damage to you, causes a game reset on the failure state of running out of health. We've got, like, the bones are all there now of the actual game. From now on, it's all strengthening it, adding variety, adding visuals, sound, glare. The actual game itself is now there in a skeletal state, which is a really good feeling. I'm really happy with how today has gone. Right, let's switch to tablet and then not forget to switch to main screen when I go to Blender, which, yes, today will be another Blender day because today we are going to make a monster model. Monster. Very, very important. I need something more monstrous to shoot. I need to feel like it needs to get shot. I have an idea in my head of kind of what I'm going for. I've got a few images, although I can't 100% remember where they come from. I think I might be subconsciously referencing some animes I watched when I was a kid. I'm gonna sound more nasally and British than ever. Perfect! But today, I'm gonna be making the monster, so we're gonna take the model, texture it, you know, all this good stuff I've said before. One monster, what do we need? We need a model, textures for it, we need animations for it. We need to actually bring it in and give it an animator and set up those animations and make it use the animations. Everything that feels like one thing tends to be like close to 10. Yeah, big teeth. Just a big set of chompers. Because I kind of like it if while they're charging as well, their face is like open. Okay, let's save that and let's switch into Blender so I can take a look at the model I've got. I realise my mirror now should have been the other way around, because then I wouldn't have this problem where I can't see the verts on this side. Base mirror, which means I'm having to do Control-3 to mirror to the side. I always forget which way the mirrors go round. Let's start messing with getting the claw hand in, and we're going to make the arms a bit unnaturally longer. That's getting closer. Let's do a save. I hate to inform you, but that's the first time I saved. Hopefully, it's 4, so I got a couple of hours. Hopefully we can get it textured, rigged, and animated. I think he's turned out pretty good. Damn! Yeah, I think he's turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with him. I look forward to him attacking me tomorrow when I animate him and put him in the game properly. So we're at the halfway mark. Currently we have this quite happy with what I have after 2 weeks. Funnily enough, watching the week 1 videos, it's funny that I thought I could achieve this in 1 week. In fact, even more in 1 week. This is why scoping and stuff is so important, because it's very easy to overestimate yourself. I'm reasonably certain we'll have the monster in by the end of this. So we'll have a wave-based shoot the one monster type we have thing by the end of today, which I am happy with. I actually think the progress has been great. I think I've done really well so far. I just need to think about what's going to be best to prioritize over the next 2 weeks. What's good, like, quality of life, what's good polish and clean up. So let's quickly list off what I'm going to be doing today, which is the monster stuff. So we need to animate him, and then we just need to actually bring him in. This goes well, we can maybe think about getting started on some of this stuff. Adding sound would be a good one to get started on now. Like, we can bring some of this stuff over and start working on it. But I'd say this would be a good marker for end of MVP, is having the first monster actually in and done properly. So I've made a little idle animation to figure out the rig and get started with making him come to life. There's like this concept of like this gravity line you want to draw when you're doing like motion and movement, where you want to like be able to draw a line where they're holding the weight on their body. So you see how the head and the weight is mainly back here. If you draw that line, you can see the weight's ending up on the back of this foot. Before, when we were getting back here, because this was still back, the weight was still back here, but the foot was here, so it'd fall over, which is why by leaning it forward like this pose now makes more sense. That looks about right. That's probably about where I'm going to get with the walking animation. Oh my god, give me a hug, brother! Brother! I need a hug, brother! Something's gone wrong. The spine, it's like coming back forward. I need to figure out where I've messed up there. Yeah, that's the thing I haven't made that I really should be doing for a humanoid figure. I just don't have an IK rig. I've set up IK before. I want to learn the proper workflow for setting up the IK as a second rig. So when you import it into Blender, it doesn't have all these extra bones it doesn't need, because you can kind of have 2 rigs on one model. So one's like your mover and one's your actual core bones. But I've never set it up myself before, so. Okay, I think we're going to go with these 3 for now. And get these into the game and try and get these over a signpost. Because I kind of want to see this guy in game. Okay. The walk animation's probably a bit quick, but the run looks pretty great. Woo! So yeah, after 2 weeks, I've got my monster in it, I've got my shotgun animating, I've got sound effects and everything. What we can do from now is we can expand this to be a more interesting game with more stuff and mechanics going on, because we have now very solid base ground to work on. And that's the end of week 2. So if you enjoyed that, please like, follow, subscribe, all that YouTubey stuff. I do this all live over at twitch.tv/insanity. There'll be a link in the description, and I'll put my schedule up here.